Hi everybody, welcome back to Story Reckless. I'm Nathan and I am the DM here and I use he, him pronouns. And we are an actual play live stream playing D&D and Descent into Avernus. And we've made it to Avernus. Well, you're still in
All
the sky.
done.
Yeah, all
Campaign
done.
over.
Campaign over. But yeah, with that, let's do some player intros.
My name's Claire. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm still playing Kidon, who is still a half-elf, still a grave cleric.
And my name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns, and I will be playing Calliope, Ergenasi Artificer. And I made it to level 5 in Baldur's Gate 3, but I have now restarted again.
You restarted again?
You restarted
Yeah.
again?
Why?
Yeah, there's a lot in the first act that you
There's
don't
a
notice
lot.
even. I found a whole new dungeon
Wow.
I didn't even know about.
I need to play that game. Anyways,
So good.
and then our final player, if you would.
Yeah, hi, I'm Enyo, they, them, and I'm playing Pip, a roguish alchemist satyr.
I love it. Awesome. Well, with that, let's do a recap and jump into the story. And yeah, tonight is going to be kind of the conclusion to this chapter in the story, and then we'll talk about it at the end of the show. All right. So last we left off, you all had just made that deal with the Zentarum and made your way across the city to try to figure out a way to deal with Victusa, this devilish, draconic-looking creature that's been lording over High Hall. The plan is to hopefully get all of the Elturelian survivors that are hiding under High Hall across the way, about a block away, into a bank where the Zentarum will be able to... You'll be able to hand them off to the Zentarum, where the Zentarum have promised to find a way to keep them safe in their underground network. Approaching High Hall, Pip, you went off and did your own thing with Gideon, but you did manage to get a deal made where the nightmare will not be a problem for at least, I think it was essentially 24 hours or whatever the equivalent of that is in Avernus. While the rest of you snuck your way to a position waiting for a sign from Pip. An hour went by, hour and a half, and you started to become concerned about where Pip may be. Little did you know, Pip was running across town, got intercepted by some devils, got spotted by Victusa, was unaware that she was spotted by Victusa, and you all watched as Victusa took off from the highest tower, swooping down towards something. You figured this might...
That was the signal.
Yeah, that was the signal. Figuring this might be the moment to act, you had predetermined ahead of time that Lulu was going to try to trap Victusa with a net. You watched her dart off towards Victusa. Pip, you watched as Victusa and Lulu, you heard a great shrieking trumpet and looked out and saw Victusa and Lulu locked in combat high above the walls of High Hall, and heard more shrieking and looked up and saw spine devils descending upon you, while the rest of you came running around the corner to see all this happening, and unfortunately watched as Lulu was struck down by Victusa, tumbling and falling off the wall onto the ground. An intense battle ensued. People were dropping. Lulu was brought back up, but Lulu was determined to stay and fight this little golden elephant, and you all were there fighting, doing the best you could. But fortunately, I believe it was Little Dummy. Calliope had Little Dummy hide up in the eaves of the tower, and as Victusa swooped down, Little Dummy came out from the shadows and dropped a net on Victusa, dropping her straight to the ground, where you proceeded to pummel her, and she got in some good hits, but ultimately, Calliope, you using your levitation ability, or rather Big Dummy's helicopter rotor blades, floated up to Victusa and stabbed her twice with the scorpion tail of Big Dummy, dropping her dead. And as she fell, Kadam, you heard and saw the clinking of coins and watched as two rather large, almost iron-looking coins came tumbling out. Seeming to recognize what they may be, as Victusa's forces began to retreat, the spine devils that were left flying off away back down into the wasteland of Avernus. Kadam, you grabbed those coins and held them up, shouting, "Wait," and wanting to make a deal with them with the 2 coins. That is where we left off. I don't think I missed anything too crucial. That is where we left off with Kadam. You're standing there holding these coins in your hand. And this is all happening very fast, but Kadam, as you're holding them there, you can't help but feel this, like, they feel heavier than they should, and there's kind of a coldness running down your arm, and this sort of overwhelming feeling of despair filling up inside of you. But you're holding these out towards the spine devils that are about 80 feet away. They whip back, looking down at you, kind of speaking amongst themselves. I'm trying to remember, did you roll like a persuasion roll at the very end there? You did, I think. You got like a 24 or something. And that's
Something
what
like
caused
that,
them
yeah.
to stop. So you have their attention. Again, they're 80 feet away. They're looking down at you. What do you do?
First, Pip is closer to Kadam than the Spine Devils for sure. So it's just like, Kadam, give me one. We'll pocket one. And then we can parlay with only one. We can do it. They haven't seen it. They haven't seen theirs too.
And I try and sleight of hand one of them to Pip.
Yes, you can.
Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
5.
Okay, yeah, you go
Can Pip try and like save it?
Yeah, go for it. Make a sleight of hand check as Kadam, you try to, like, I don't know, how do you imagine you're trying to, like, you know,
I think I've
slip
got, like,
this over?
One in, like, that I'm holding up, and then one in my hand, and I try and just, like, drop it surreptitiously, but it clangs on the cobblestones.
Well, I think you try to drop it surreptitiously, and in doing so, it kind of just rolls down your arm, very visible. But Pip, with a 19, the devils react to the movement. I'm gonna have them roll a contested perception roll against. You got a 19, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they got a 6. So, how do you spin this, Pip, to make it seem like it's only the one coin that Kadam has?
Watching Pip's eyes are just blown wide when she sees Kadam is trying to do something sneaky. And it's just like... And so as the coin visibly rolls down, she drops like a silver on the floor at the same time and pockets the soul coin.
Oh, nice.
And then just picks it up and is like, "Oh, that was mine. Sorry."
You see the...
Or, no, hands it back to Kadam and is like, "Oh, here, you dropped this. Be careful."
Oh, thank you.
You owe me silver.
Sure.
They just kind of like look and see that and just continue to float there, looking between each other, not sure of what, they're kind of waiting expectantly to see what you have to offer.
Soul coin. They have a soul coin.
We'll give you this if you stay in Elturel for 5 Avernon days.
You kind of hear this like faint chuckling from all of them up above. They all kind of look back and forth between each other, and one of them sort of floats a little forward, the wings sort of fluttering there, looking down at you. That's just the one coin, and there's the 4 of us. What else you have to offer?
Yeah. I kind of cast around, like, I don't know. What would you? What do you want? Pip?
Look here, you guys. It looks like there's only one coin right now, but have you ever heard of flipping? You can take this one soul coin and you can invest it, and then you can come out with so many soul coins. I have a portfolio in doing this, and I can give you my card. I'll get you as many soul coins as you need. We can be business partners.
They look between each other and back at you, cocking their heads, and that one devil. You're some kind of soul coin banker. I highly doubt that. Make a deception. Well, actually, how do you respond to that?
It's just like, ask Mad Maggie.
Okay, make a deception roll for me.
Watch this be the worst roll I make. 22.
Wow, okay. Don't you technically get advantage on deception rolls, or no?
Only if I'm pretending to be somebody else.
Got it, okay. You are technically lying right now. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
If I fail, it'll only make me seem more trustworthy to them.
That's true. You're
That's
fine.
a 13.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
They look back and forth between each other. When you say that name, you see their faces like the smiles sort of drop from their faces. Hellcoin trading on all devilish platforms. Oh no. Okay. They all, like, the smiles drop, and the one that's been kind of leading the discussion sort of leans forward, the wings still fluttering. Mad Maggie, you say? All right, yeah. So we just bring this in to Mad Maggie then? Or how does it work exactly?
Well, first, you need to... right now, each of you just have a fourth of a soul coin, which might go up. It might actually become very valuable soon. We don't exactly know how it works yet. It's all very volatile. But here, you'll need a certain list of things that you'll have to bring to Mad Maggie, and then bring the coin to her and tell her that you were sent by Gideon.
And then we get more coins for doing that.
And then you get more coins. Exactly. That's how it works. Here, let me write down the list. And then I just need to confer with, my partner. But what are some really difficult things to find in Elturel? Okay. I'm just writing down.
They're starting to kind of flutter a bit closer now as you are huddled up with your companions. They're probably about...
Diamonds! You're going to need diamonds. Okay, yeah.
They're probably about 40
there
feet
you
away.
Go. Strips of ivory.
Strips of ivory. Okay, 4 diamonds, 4 strips of ivory. That should be good enough. I'll just put in 4 bottles of wine, and good luck finding anything.
All right, so they kind of swoop in. They're about 40 feet away as you finish writing this list and present it towards them. The one devil sort of comes in a little bit closer. All right, so we get the coin, we get this list, we get all these items, we get them to Mad Maggie, right? Then we get more coins in exchange. All right.
Of course.
And we get all this as long as we just delay when we report back to our superior officers.
Stay in Elturel for 5 days.
You're going to need to find all of these things in Elturel anyway. I suggest you don't actually.
You want us to find them in Elturel? It would be so much easier if we could just go out into Avernus.
I look at Pip. I mean, as long as they do the 5 days first, I'm all right with them finding this elsewhere.
Well, fine. Just go on a journey. Don't necessarily tell your superiors about us.
All right, 5 days. We won't tell our superiors. It's not 5 Vernon days. Don't tell our superiors. We get the coin. We get the list. We get more coins. All right. and flutters down right up to you, Kadam, extending a clawed hand out towards the coin, and will pluck it from your hand.
Check with Pip.
I can't guarantee you that you will necessarily make more coins off of this if you don't do it the right way. You have to do it the right way.
I will give the coin over.
Snatches the coin, licks it. All right. Puts it into a little pouch at the side, reaches out towards you for the list, snatches that from your hand. Pleasure. Flies up to join the rest. As they all start flying away, you immediately see the other three kind of like glancing between each other behind the back of the one that's leading with the coin in its pouch as it flies off.
Do they all fly off at the same time?
Pretty much. I mean, that one kind of flies up and sort of regroups with them and then sort of peels out in front as the other three peel in behind and they fly off.
Okay.
And if you don't do anything, they
I think I'm just
off.
going to call out behind them, just like, you don't have to necessarily split it 4 ways.
You see one of the ones at the back shoot you kind of a nasty, like almost like a shut up kind of look, like a, and then like back, sort of looking around paranoid as they continue to fly off. All right, they fly off into the city away from you and out of sight.
Was that Pip? Did I do okay?
Kadam, you did very well, but maybe leave sleight of hand to us, to the people who kind of are better at. I trust that you're good at what you do, and you have to trust that I am good at what I do.
Absolutely. No. Thanks for doing that little switcheroo. Here's the silver back.
Oh, I was just being angry. I don't know. Yeah, but actually, thank you.
Yeah.
And you have the soul coin now, Pip? Okay. You just have it in a pocket?
Yeah, I have it in a pocket.
Okay, not your boots of holding.
I think, she'll take it out of her pocket and slip it into her boot.
Okay,
Maybe, yeah.
So, as you, in this quiet moment, you grab it and slip it into your boot. There is, in that, probably 5 seconds of holding it and it slips into your boot, you as well feel this kind of cold sensation run up your arm, and you start to feel, despair washing over you, despite this, accomplishment you just had. This kind of dread and despair starts to wash over you, but as you let go of the coin, it passes. Just kind of a weird sensation, just for a moment.
Well, I'll pack that away for later. I don't want to actually think about it.
All right. What do you all do now as you're standing here, dead? I guess really only Victusa is the only actual combatant that died here. So Victusa's lying dead next to you. At this point, the kitty. At this point, you hear the final definitive crunch and smash down the street and look over and see the earth elemental standing up with the 2 hellhounds dead by its side. But yeah, what do you all want to do?
I think during that whole exchange, Calliope has been searching Victusa's body.
Okay. Searching through Victusa's body. So there was the javelins. I'm gonna say there was 5 javelins. They are of infernal iron, like the glaive. So they essentially function the same, where if you were to kill a creature, their soul will be reborn as a lemur. I don't know how you say it actually.
A lemur.
A lemur. I know. I always say lemur every time I see it. I'm like a lemur, but I don't know. I think it's lemur. I don't know.
I think Valor gets those straight away. She's right there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got very sidetracked. Whatever those things are called. So there's 5 of those, and then she has a longsword, which is also made of the infernal iron, or it's a hellfire weapon rather, is what it would be. Is it hellfire weapon? Yeah, hellfire weapon is what they're referred to. Other than that, let me see. I don't think she has anything else on her, except for those 2 soul coins that you got rid of one, and now Pip has the other. So yeah, that is what you find on her.
Okay, we need to go get folks out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the Earth Elemental to like start doing a sweep and like do a screening for any other patrols to hold them off.
I honest to God forgot that we were trying to save people.
Is that Pip
yeah,
is that Pip or Enyo?
I think it's both. It's both of us.
Oh my god. Okay, so Calliope, you're gonna command the Earth Elemental to start going out.
I think
into
I'm
the
also
city.
gonna do screening. It's like we're gonna do sweep. If you can start getting folks out of here, I think we're in the clear. We'll keep you clear.
Can you do your seeing invisible people thing?
I'm out of juice for today.
Oh. All right.
We're just gonna have to move fast.
All right.
I could try and detect thoughts. That only works within 30 feet, though.
That's better than nothing.
All right, so Calliope. So are you gonna join Calliope, Pip? Or are you gonna
I was
stay
thinking,
with Tom?
Where would I be more helpful?
I think you want to be looking for spies along with the refugees.
Okay, got it. Okay. All right, so Pip, you are gonna join Kadam, Valor, Lulu, and Raven Guard as you all head into High Hall. Yes. Are you gonna go towards the statue to head down below?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keeping a sharp eye out for anyone.
Okay. As your group darts off through the walls, heading in that direction, you can both make perception rolls. This is interesting. I will say, because you have Detect Thoughts up, Detect Thoughts allows you to sense the presence of other thinking beings within a radius or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And is it automatic? Like you just sense their thoughts?
Yes, I do. Unless if I want to probe deeper, then then they have to make a wisdom save.
Got it. But it doesn't say anything about like having to see the creature or anything like that.
No, the spell can penetrate barriers up to 2 feet of rock, 2 inches of metal,
Okay.
or 10 feet of lead.
You can use the spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. So you know they're there, you don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And the range is within 30 feet of you. Okay.
30 feet, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it lasts for a minute, so I would want to do it. I wait until a strategic moment.
Got it. Okay. Why don't... I'm trying to think of how to do this. So Pip, because it's only a 30-foot radius. So are you just gonna how are you going to use the spell to try to find, invisible creatures?
Just sprint around madly. See what you
Honestly,
find.
that's kind of what I was thinking of doing.
Okay.
I mean, we're trying to. There's an entrance, a secret entrance. We're going to funnel them through, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to save. I'm not going to do the detect thoughts until the entrance that we need to keep hidden.
Okay, so as in the one that the Zentarum, like where you'll be sending the refugees down to where the Zentarum are, or the secret entrance that they'll be coming out of? Because it's essentially there'll be two, right? There's the entrance that you'll be getting them out of, and then you'll be going to the bank where the Zentarum will be waiting, presumably with another secret entrance.
Yeah. The one that we're trying to get them out of right now. The one that's
okay, cool.
close. Yeah.
Okay. And you're just gonna sprint around with the spell up. Okay. I will say. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is a perception roll with advantage for Pip. Now my reasoning is that if there are any invisible creatures in the area, if they see you sprinting, they're probably keeping their distance, and if they see you sprinting around wildly, they might, kind of react to that. So my reasoning for using perception is like, can you pick up on that brief moment that you might catch something at the periphery of the spell before it leaves? That's my kind of reasoning for this. You got a 19. Okay.
I got a 15.
You got a 15. Okay. Okay. So actually, this is fun. Let me double check something. I think you both notice. Yeah, you both notice. Okay. So as Pip, you all move inside the group, the main group. You move inside the cathedral, and through the massive halls, you see the sort of undulating, writhing artwork above, decorating the ceilings of this hall, with the central figure of Zariel there, with the flaming sword. And as you move towards that secret entrance, and Pip, you start to sprint around. Kadam, you're the first to kind of pick up some sort of like scraping on stone above. As Pip, you briefly catch a couple of thoughts that sort of wash into your head. You don't know the direction, but you catch these thoughts. They're only there for but a moment before they fade, as whatever it was left the periphery. You kind of, the vibes are, you get this like wash of kind of confusion and like focus, and yeah, I think it's like confusion, focus, and a little bit of fear, as maybe the only like you catch a little bit of infernal language that kind of comes through that periphery, and then it fades instantly, or not instantly, but within a moment. And yeah, Kadam, you heard this little scrape just as Pip kind of comes to a stop, looking around, and it seems to be about, I don't know, 40 feet above Pip, kind of up in a corner on one of the pillars is where the sound came from.
Why don't you come down? Victusa's dead, but you don't necessarily need to be.
Make an intimidation roll.
Ooh. Second one for this campaign.
Kitty. What'd you get? A 1. Okay. There's no response. Pip, are you gonna do anything?
Whoever that was is already afraid, or they're taking a test or something, because they seem stressed out. I think Pip is just going to call out, going to stop, and just say, "We know you're here. Come out now, or we'll be forced to take action."
Okay. I'll let you make an intimidation roll, and then we'll see what happens.
Oh my god, intimidation. Just backing you up, Kadam. Not my strong suit.
Another
oh my god,
one.
Also in that one!
Okay.
We're not intimidating.
Okay. There's no response, and the room falls silent.
Okay, so we messed that up. We're going to have to be on the lookout for that later. Oh, what else can we do about it?
As the two of you stand there contemplating what to do in High Hall, Calliope, we see you with your gigantic stone earth elemental companion. What are you two doing?
I think we're trying to sweep the streets for any other patrols to just like clear the path to the bank.
Okay, like in the path of the bank. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we got this like basically invulnerable earth elemental that can like wreck
take a lot of hits.
Everybody, and I'm flying. And so it's just like we are good to like smash some devil patrols on a little solo adventure, I think.
Well, I'll say this. You definitely, as you start moving towards the bank, you hear the sound of that giggle coming through the streets. And as you move towards the sound with the earth elemental below you, you see the patrol coming around the corner and that metallic head twist almost upside down of the baby head looking up at you with the big halberd at its side. And I believe it was 3 spine devils that kind of dart out from around the corner. You see the spine devils kind of sort of like come to a halt for a second, seeing this massive earth elemental that's just like and then the baby figure sort of drops the halberd down and lets out like a little weird like another weird little and the little spine devils seem to look down and react to something and then kind of go into a formation. Instead of running this combat out, I'm trying to think of how to resolve this quickly. Let me think about this. Why don't you roll yeah, if you're okay with it, let's do 3 successive essentially we'll call it I want to say using your int modifier, so like your primary stat that you use. And I would say you can add your proficiency bonus to that.
Okay.
So let's do 3 of those rolls. I have a DC in my head, and for each one you fail, you'll take a little bit of damage. That'll kind of simulate this.
I can take some damage.
Yeah.
Like I'm just thinking about like how to like take out the spine devils.
Yeah, I will say too, if you do extend a spell that makes sense, then you'll automatically succeed on that check.
Let's roll a couple first and just see how we do. I was thinking like the earth elemental could knock over a building on top of a couple spine devils. Just thinking about how to use the environment and
That's
stuff.
cool. For that though, so this could be one of your checks. That's really awesome. Instead of your int plus proficiency, roll the earth elemental's I guess we'll call it its strength check. If it has athletics, it can use that, but it would just be a strength check.
But it's like me directing it. It's just like, okay, hit those 2 pillars.
I know, but I think this is the elemental, like how I guess it could roll an attack roll. We can call it that. It can roll its attack roll to see if it can.
It also
smash
deals
something.
double damage to objects and
That's
structures.
awesome. Then okay, the DC will be lower.
Okay. Its strength roll is +5, and it rolls +8 to hit.
Yeah. So roll the to hit roll. Yeah.
Got it. That's a 25.
Okay, so 1 success. The earth elemental swings over, slams the bottom building. What happens?
I mean, I think it's like some sort of what's something like made of stone that you find. It might honestly be like a church or something with like.
It could be the tower from the. There was a tower next to where you were on that corner.
Oh yeah.
So, like one of those towers, the earth elemental slams the bottom of it.
And just like a huge cloud of like dust goes up, like kind of like blinding these devils. And you hear this like crack, and then just like through this dust, just this tower collapses on their formation that they just made.
Oh yeah, and instantly you watch as one of the devils manages to dart out of the way just in time. The baby figure kind of just pivots and puts its arm up and just takes kind of a brunt of the blast from the stone, but two of those spine devils just and are just crushed in rubble and dust. As it clears, you now see the baby figure leaping up over the rubble and running straight towards the earth elemental. What do you do to react?
I think
to this?
the second one, the way that it clears is that we have this like huge cloud of dust, and then you hear this thump, 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 and there's just kind of like this sphere of air that like starts to like clear out, and the camera sees the bodies of the two devils that went down. Calliope is descending, levitating down to just like try to spear this last one, leaving the earth elemental to fight the laughing baby armor.
Okay, nice. So as the baby kind of dashes under you as you dive down towards the one spine devil that's trying to flee, this can be your int plus proficiency bonus.
That's only a 13, and I can't
13, okay.
flash a genius that. I'll expend one.
You can expend one if you want. Yeah. How much does it bring it up to?
That brings it up to 17.
Okay, yeah. So you do take, as you swoop down, a volley of spines comes flying at you, but with that flash of genius, you manage to duck behind cover of Big Dummy, and they all just ricochet off of Big Dummy's big armor. And with one strike, the scorpion tail skewers that spine devil. And the elemental now is just facing off with the weird baby figure. How do you deal with that final one?
I think I'm just like, crush him. And the elemental tries to just like grab this baby and just like a tin can.
Okay, let's do another elemental roll for this one. So you get to roll the +8 with
23.
Yeah. So as they struggle, the elemental picks it up as it crushes it down, and there's just a little gasp as it and the figure is limp in its arms as it just kind of chucks it over its shoulder. As you continue to sweep through the streets towards the bank and kind of fan outwards, you don't... Hold on, actually.
And I trust that Pip took care of the nightmare, but I think Calliope can't help but several times nervously glance at the sky and be like, yeah, Pip's came through. Pip's good at what she does. Yeah, great.
Oh, amazing. Okay. Oh, interesting. Roll a d4 for me.
Okay. 3.
Okay. So you start to scour the streets with the earth elemental. You don't see any more patrols in your time as you are scouring through. As you kind of curl back around in the direction of where you know your companions will be coming from, you hear like some uneasy voices, like one voice that then is kind of cut off abruptly by another like harsher voice coming from an alley off to the side.
Hello?
The voices immediately stop, and then there's kind of a you sort of hear some mumbling or some...
I'm IAP Dimal. I'm with the Hell Riders. We're getting folks to safety.
You hear a kind of a sigh and gasp of relief, and you see stepping out from around the corner of this alleyway, this sort of like very, very portly, rosy-cheeked halfling man, disheveled hair, clothing in tatters. He has like a what looks to be like a tattered apron on, like a baker's apron, and he kind of comes bumbling around the corner, like wringing his hands. Oh, thank God! Oh, I'm so happy to. And you hear from behind. You hear from behind a voice. Hold on. You hear a voice from behind call out to this halfling man. Don't. Why are you leaving? We're so close. Just come on. I know you have someone here to help you, but you think about all the food. And you see him kind of looking over his shoulder.
You got some friends back there?
Not quite, per se. Oh, so you're here to help. Listen, do you have supplies on you?
Not much. If you got a friend back there with supplies, that'd be mighty helpful.
Okay, give me a moment. Yes, I can get us some supplies.
Why don't I come back there with you? Landing big dummy propellers kind of like folding in temporarily.
And you hear the voice like around the corner be like, "No, just between us. It just doesn't." And then
I walk around the corner.
The voice is like starting to speak up. This doesn't concern you. And you come around the corner and you see what looks to be kind of like this like almost like a noodle of an imp. This like very long, thin, slender little imp with these kind of limp wings tucked down against the body, and they're just like very elongated as they're kind of resting on a piece of broken rubble where this alleyway kind of curved and everything seemed to collapse down where these two individuals were. And you see them looking flabbergasted. Hello.
Hello. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Lovely, charmed. I was just making a deal with our friend here.
Oh, a deal.
Yes.
I have a friend who loves deals.
I'm sure you do. Just if you could leave us to our business, we were just about to sign this contract
Well,
here, and you were going to get so much food in exchange.
Oh, I have a friend. I'm sure my friend will love to see this. Moving into a flanking position with little dummy sneaking up top with the net.
Make a stealth roll for little dummy.
I would love to make a stealth roll for little dummy. I think I'd have this memorized by now. Okay. Big money, big money. 21.
21, okay. Let's see. Natural 20. No, it's not. Damn it. Okay, you do see this imp. They are looking around very like nervously as you're approaching and seeing like especially the imposing form of Big Dummy behind you. I'm assuming, or are you riding in Big Dummy?
I'm riding in Big Dummy.
Okay.
Figure of an earth elemental.
With an earth elemental behind you. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, you see them nervously like, you know, I think I'm reconsidering. It's quite all right. And this halfling fellow kind of bumbles up next to you and goes,
Oh, I mean, we were just going. It was going to be a simple deal, and they were promising a month's worth of food. And
Here, let me see that.
and you see this is really just between me and my client. You understand?
Well, my friend would like to say, I bet, that we could potentially be new clients. It'd be nice to see how you do business.
I think I'm. And they start like rolling it up.
Let me net him.
I can make an attack roll with advantage. And we're gonna cut back to Kadam and Pip here in just a moment.
In the distance, Pip is just like, I feel like there's an opportunity somewhere.
Really, I should have gone that way because I have fairy fire. I just figured out. You should have come here, apparently.
Whatever.
This is what you get when you split the party. 23 on the net.
So as this imp is about to dart up, suddenly the net drops down over. Oh no! And they're like squirming inside the net, trying to be freed as you are there with your caught imp. We're gonna cut back to Kadam and Pip. So have you decided what you're gonna do about this whatever is in this room with you.
Kadam have an idea? I mean,
Well-
it was 40 feet away, so it was too far at that point for me to actually use detect thoughts on it.
Yeah.
I got a split second and then it moved out of range.
Let me see.
Well, Pip is going to just, I guess, pretend and be like, well, guess there's nothing we can do. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. Problem's gone.
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt
Okay.
at this thing.
Okay. You don't need to see the creature. You just need to know rough. You just make a spell attack roll or something, or
A creature of my choice within range.
okay. Okay.
Would this be at disadvantage?
Oh, definitely.
Cool. Let's see how this works.
Are you
Okay.
Are you casting this at first level?
First level, yeah. 14?
That just hits. That's at disadvantage.
Yeah, that's at disadvantage.
Okay.
And then I guess I roll damage.
Yeah. Sorry. What level? You were casting at first level.
First level.
Okay. Let's see that damage roll.
Oh.
Good-o, bad-o.
18 points of
18?
radiant damage.
18?
1-8.
Oh,
I rolled 2 6s in there.
Wow. Okay. So Kadam, you I mean, yeah, I think you're just hyper focused right now, listening for the slightest sound, and you do hear a very faint little flutter of leathery wings, and just, I don't know, do you like quick draw, like whoosh, like how do you like?
I don't know that I've ever cast Guiding Bolt
I don't think you
before.
have.
I feel like you did once.
Yeah?
I thought so, but yeah. What do you?
What does it look like?
What does it look like? I think it's a like a quick point up at this space that I think it's in. And this like silver thread almost comes out of my fingertip connecting to
Oh, cool.
this creature, and it kind of flows into and around it,
Okay.
making it glow with this silver light
Okay. So as
that
that
burns.
as that thread whips out, slams into this creature that was mid-flight, you see it illuminate the outline of what looks to be like a small impish creature, wings out mid-flight, as it suddenly seizes in the air and sort of like bursts of steam as it falls flat dead on the ground.
Oh.
that was fucking awesome. Did you do this the whole time?
Well, yeah, essentially.
That was terrifying. Thank you.
Thank you.
Why are you thanking me? For thanking you?
Well, I recognize that you telling me that I'm terrifying is a compliment coming from you.
I didn't say you're terrifying. That's what's terrifying. Okay, well, I don't know if that makes it better, but in either
I don't
case,
know
I
if it
guess.
does either. Let's get these people out of here.
All right. So you, knowing where it's high noon. So you, knowing where the secret entrance is, you were able to open the entrance, head down below into the vaulted crypt, and you see all of the refugees. They do kind of seem to be on edge as you come in, and then when they see you step into the room, everybody relaxes. I forget her name right now. The woman.
Yera. No. Fiona.
Here, I can find it here.
Faria.
Faria. Yeah, that's right. Faria. Faria comes striding forward. Very excited to see you all. Sees older Raven Guard and is ecstatic. But immediately that kind of fades as she finds out that he's the only survivor. and that most of the other folk were Elturelians that fell in that. There were some Flaming Fists, but there were a lot of Elturelians. I believe there were some Flaming Fists, right?
I'm just remembering I picked up the body of a halfling from that fight,
Yes.
and then I lost track of the body at some point.
I don't know what happened with that body.
I
don't imagine. I'm trying to imagine how you would have done many of the things you were doing.
Yeah, I think I left it somewhere.
Okay.
Okay.
But there is like a wash of relief at least seeing you all come back with, you know, a sudden wave of grief that passes over the entire place as they realize older Ravenguard's the only survivor. Rhea is very pleased to see you, Kadam. I
Give
think,
her a hug.
Yeah, she comes up for a hug. Do you do anything down here in the crypt before? I mean, I'm assuming you explained the plan.
Yeah, and I'm honest about it. Like, we're taking you to the Zentarum here.
There's definitely some apprehension amongst the group, or amongst this crowd, but older Ravenguard, for what it's worth, steps forward to reassure the crowd. They seem kind of uncertain by that. Like, there's some, but then Rhea steps forward to interject and basically tells the crowd, like, Kadam can be trusted. I trust Kadam with this plan. They saved my life. They've done so much for me and for Elturel, being a native Baldurian. They didn't have to do any of this. And the crowd kind of warms up to the idea and seems willing to participate.
I will point out that these people are Elturelians just the same as them.
There's some, maybe amongst the crowd, there's some, like, pointed disagreement, and then but then you do see amongst some of the other members, like, almost that kind of, like, that logic clicking in their brain and realization. But nevertheless, you gather everyone up and start to guide them out of High Hall. It is tense. You are guiding probably, I think it's like close to 200 people or so. I can't remember. I think I said like 100 plus, but it's a big crowd. It's a big crowd of, non-combatants, of civilians that you are taking up into what once was, their beautiful cathedral, which I guess they did see it in this state, but they now see like the scattered bodies and very clear focus of all those dead soldiers, the dead fiends. You take them through the yard and they see that destruction, and there's just this overwhelming fear and tension amongst the entire crowd, and it takes a bit for all of you working together to kind of quell that and keep everybody on task. As you start to exit the gates, though, we're going to kind of swoop over to the other end of the city where Calliope has just captured this imp. Calliope, you have this imp squirming in the net. They look like they're definitely going to try to wriggle free. What are you doing in this moment?
Okay, how did or talking to, I guess, like, internally, but like, how did Lyra do this? They like swaddled the other one or something? Oh, this one's like a noodle though.
Are you gonna try to swaddle another devil?
I think so.
Okay.
Just be like sleight of hand.
It's like a grapple check, I think. So it's I mean, honestly, it's a strength roll versus it's either strength or acrobatics. So.
Okay, I guess I'll have the Earth Elemental do it then.
Okay.
Because it's either I could roll myself and get -2, or roll with it and get +5.
Okay, so you command the elemental to go down.
Swaddle.
Swaddle. Okay, it's going to. Also, I was going to look up with the net. I'm assuming with the net, it can use an action to try to break free of the net.
Yeah.
Does it have to be a strength check for the net?
Let me see. I rolled a 19 on the elemental, by the way.
Oh god.
Yeah, DC 10 strength check.
Strength check. Okay.
Or 5 slashing damage.
Or 5 slashing damage. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if it can even wriggle from the elemental. No, I got a 12. So yeah, this thing is, for all intents and purposes, and it grabs it and is now holding it up before you. The net kind of draped down over its pathetic head as they're just sitting there, like arms crushed to their side, looking at you. Okay, it's fine. The deal's off. It's fine. Just let me go.
Let's not be too hasty. We might be able to make some more deals. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine named Verity.
Well, just whatever. Just don't kill me. Just don't kill me.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. We can negotiate over the finer details of the contract like that when the time comes.
All right, as yeah, the Pokemon sound. As you carry, rolling with my novies is here. Hello. As you have the little imp crushed in the elemental's hands, the other individual, this halfling steps up.
I was feeling a bit apprehensive about it, to be honest, so it was probably good.
Yeah, it might have been a good idea. Just sharing is caring.
I know,
What were you gonna give up? What was the cost?
Well, it was gonna be my soul.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm really glad that you showed up. I've been feeling very desperate. My wife and children are hiding out nearby, and we are completely out of food. Do you have someone safe that you could take us?
Yes, if you're fast about it.
Okay.
We're going, but we gotta go now.
Okay, they're not far. Could you guide me there, please? Or rather, I'll guide you there. Just, I need your protection.
Okay, let's go.
So he rushes off, taking you a few blocks away, and there is indeed what looks to be like a very blown out bakery, and he leads you inside and pushes a heavy box off of a trapdoor leading into like a basement area, and down below you can see his wife and 3 little kids down there, all like huddled up in the dark, and he ushers them out. They are all looking wide-eyed at this massive elemental clutching this little imp in its big stone hands. The imp kind of goes, hi, as they get carried out, and Calliope, are you gonna curl back to?
I think so. And also, gonna blindfold the imp.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. The imp is completely...
Little dummy, just kind of wrap yourself around, if you got any bandages or yarn or something, just make a little crochet blindfold.
The arms kind of whip around the imp's face, and they sort of tie up like when you tie a sweater around your waist, just around the eyes, and then little dummy is just essentially stomach over the imp's face,
I like
tied
it
around the...
if little dummy's backwards, so it's just little dummy's arms are tied
and the back
backwards.
the back and the butt are just down the face of this imp, blindfolding it, and you are led back, or you lead everyone back towards the gate, where you at this moment are just seeing this crowd being led by Pip and Kadam, Valor, and Lulu, all of the crew being led through the streets, and you reconnect, eventually making your way back into the bank. Thankfully not assaulted by the patrol that was there. No other patrols seem to show up. At one point, I think Calliope and Kadam, you briefly catch sight of something up in the sky, burning, flying, gliding very slowly off in the distance, and it starts to turn away from where you are and go in a different direction. Until eventually...
Interesting.
until eventually you find yourselves at the entrance to the bank, and being led inside, you see this, very classic architecture with big stone columns, big massive heavy double doors with arches. Going inside it is a large open vaulted chamber with counters directly in front of you, most of it marble, and as you go inside, it seems to be entirely empty, with rubble and a couple of dead bodies off to the side, until eventually you hear kind of sort of a metallic tapping on wood, and as you look towards the sound, you see, was it Carter, I think? Yes, Carter. You see Carter, the human man, the kind of shorter human man with the graying hair, Dad Lakes, sitting there, and he's just leaning against what looks to be like a broken doorway leading into a back room, and he's just kind of rapping his knuckle on the wood, looking towards the lot of you, and just gestures for you all in his direction.
Follow him.
As you lead the crowd in, you watch as he kind of guides you all into where the vaults are. And he seems to know the, I guess, what would an old vault like this be locked with? I don't think it would be like, it probably is in Elturel, yeah, actually it probably is some intricate like clockwork style dial thing that he's twirling, and he seems to know the combination, and just like opens it up, and within, entirely empty of any wealth within this vault, and there is very clearly like a false wall that has been slid to the side, as he gestures to the entire group of refugees that all start to scurry in one by one through this false wall into an underground network below. He turns to the lot of you. Right then, I believe that this was the conclusion of our deal. We've done everything that we said we were going to be doing, unless I'm missing something. It was a pleasure doing business with you. We'll keep a good eye on these folks, and you know where to find me.
We might be able to get some more supplies real quick. I think our solicitor could have a word with our new friend here. We can just throw this in for free. Yeah.
Are you talking about the... It's right, he looks over at the elemental holding the little imp, which again goes, "Yes, hello."
With little dummy still on its face.
Yeah, so blindfolded, looking actually like away from Carter, and just kind of goes, "Yes, hello." Because he's like looking at you, Calliope, from the noise that's coming from you.
We can work out the details of it, but how about you give us all the supplies that you're gonna give your other friend, and we let you live.
Oh my god. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I would make you roll, but this is like, devils die here. Like they die. Like it's not like you're on the material plane. This little imp that is blindfolded just goes, "You let me live, and you let me go. Yes?"
Details. Verity, could you help me out here? Like, could you work this out with our friend? I'm not too detail oriented like this.
Right. Let me get a look at you.
Why don't I get a look at you too?
You can keep the blindfold on. I like it, actually, like this. You're doing a good job, little dummy. So, are there any more supplies you could scrounge up, and I could throw in, a nice tip for you?
A nice tip for me? Well, why don't you be more specific about what kind of nice tip this might be?
Well, how about, are you interested in a soul coin?
Oh, yes, I could definitely get you more supplies. How about 6 months worth of supplies?
Yeah, Sounds good. I can tell you where the soul coin is and in whose possession.
No, I mean, you're going to give me the soul coin in exchange for 6 months' supplies, keeping me alive, and letting me fly away, yes?
We'll keep you alive and we'll let you fly away. And you know what? I think, how about you give me, just give us another month's supply, and I'll give you this information about the soul coin, because I think it shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, look at you. You could be stealthy. I think you could just sneak it right out of their possession.
Make a persuasion roll.
She's gonna gas him up a little bit more too, and just be like, "Oh my God, you seem very stealthy and conniving." 16.
I'm gonna. Oh, I want to flash a genius this because I like this so much.
Okay, what does that bring it to?
That'll be +4 up to 20.
Wow,
I'm trying to think of like what
okay.
the flash of genius is.
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, this is out of player or out of character thinking. I need to think of something clever.
Okay.
What's a clever thing to sweeten this deal?
Could you give him something to make him stealthier?
Ooh, maybe.
And just be like, "Come on, this is something you can do. I know you can take it. You can take this soul coin from them.
Yeah, here's a dummy. We'll give you a dummy soul coin.
You just have to switch
Just swap
it.
them
That's
out.
it.
Yeah.
Can I at least feel the dummy soul coin with my hands?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
What are
it'll
you using for
take
the
a
dummy
second
soul
to,
coin?
I mean, so I want to
you're gonna
actually
make
try
one?
to.
Okay,
I want to actually try to like artifice one.
got it.
Yeah.
Oh, you could use, if you want, I would let you use one of your
Oh, magical tinkering.
and you can just do it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So yeah, they go. All right. Yes. All right. Yes. You let me go. You let me live. You tell me who's in possession of this coin, and I get you 2 months worth of supplies. That's the deal.
6 months is what you said earlier.
Well, this one here agreed to Verity, I believe, agreed to only 2 months. Am I misremembering?
Are you saying you
I
don't
think
want to
you
make
are.
a deal with us?
2 extra months for plus
2
everything you're
extra
going
months,
to
8
offer.
months worth of supplies. Do you see how little I am?
It might take you a while to, pick up each loaf of bread and put it in a pile, but I think you could do it.
6 months. 6 months.
6 months?
6 months.
Okay, yeah, 6 months. I think we can agree on that.
All right. So if you, well, actually, this is the devil. So they will blindfold.
I think we take them outside back to in front of the fortress
Yeah.
gates or something, and then we can draft up the thing out there.
Well, yeah. So you take them outside, still blindfolded. The devil extends out like a bony finger. If you let them wriggle an arm out from the earth elemental, extends out a bony finger. Just let me prick the finger of whoever's making this deal. You, Verity, would be the one, please.
Here we go.
Understand that if any of this is voided, that your soul will belong to Zariel. Understood?
Cesario.
What-
Understood.
What happens if you don't follow through on your end of the deal?
If I don't follow through on my end of the deal, actually, that is a good question. There is a thing for this.
You're so
Sorry.
How many deals with devils are we
I know,
averaging
it's
per
so
episode
many.
now?
Here we go. If
Let's make a deal.
breach of
Welcome.
contract. Okay. Wait, where was it? I just saw a breach of contract.
I hope Fred back in Candlekeep's doing okay.
Uh,
First deal with an imp.
Fred. If I ever have a
I
space
know.
mouse.
If I void this deal, I will be demoted into the lowest form of devil.
Okay, and I assume that's something you don't want. So
I guess you don't know much about the hells then. No, I definitely don't want that. Are you kidding? I'm this close You see like they hold up this little hands. I was about if you hadn't have interrupted me, I'm sure I would have been promoted. I was. Anyways, no, I do not want to be demoted.
Imagine how quickly you'll get. Imagine the power you can amass when you get that soul coin. So here, let me tell you, it's in the
Yes,
possession
precisely.
of 4 spined devils that were flying about that away over yonder.
Oh, we haven't signed the deal yet, but thank you for informing me.
Yeah.
And then, well,
Okay, we are about to sign.
Oh yeah, you'll do the pin. Okay, so bloop. The nail pricks into your hand, and the blood is literally like drawn from your finger and into the nail of this devil, and you watch as it scrolls along the hand and up the forearm, and you see like very intricate little infernal runes signed all along the arm of this imp, and they then kind of gesticulate outwards. All right, blind, take whatever this thing is. Take it off of me and let me go, please.
Well, dummy. Make it dummy.
And the imp will kind of flutter up, look down at you all. All right, I'll bring the supplies here.
Perfect.
And they flutter off.
Really hope he gets that soul coin.
No, wait. We paid it in doing our job for us and like clearing up other.
So I'm assuming,
Rule.
because I didn't want to like dwell too long on the scene, but do you give like a detailed description of the devils? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. That little imp is gonna figure out how to get 6 months worth of supplies to this bank. While you all are watching the last little scragglers of refugees go in through that false door. Like after you enter back into the bank, watch those refugees go into the false door, and all you have standing behind are Feria, Raven Guard, Rhea, and Carter. Carter is kind of just leaning and waiting by the false door to kind of close it all up. Raven Guard is kind of one of the first to step forward to all of you. Thank you again for saving my life. Truly. Are you planning to pursue this vision that I was granted?
Honestly, it's our best lead in it right now, I think.
I think it
Clyde, he
is.
says, looking up at her whiteboard or her chalkboard with just like, it's been like, like all messed up from like the day's fighting. Just like pulling it out. Just,
This really is our best lead. And with Lulu.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing this through.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, I will stay behind here.
Could we talk, sir?
Yes, of course.
Oh, and actually, I say to everyone, I keep meaning to ask all of you, do any of you have any frame of reference for a hill with a bunch of hanging trees on them?
They all look amongst each other and kind of shrug. There's no recognition. Raven Guard kind of looks back.
Hanging trees, a hill with hanging trees. I mean, I think historically within Baldur's Gate that would happen sometimes, but not.
Like a whole bunch of trees, all with nooses on them.
It's not ringing a bell. Sorry. If you do want to talk longer, you
kind of looks back at Carter and then back to you. Maybe we have this conversation not here. And gestures.
I would prefer that, yeah.
Yeah, sure, alright. Everyone, pilot, I am getting a bit nervous leaving this open, so please. So you all want to just head down into the network?
We could use a safe place to regroup. Sleep, I think.
Alright. Yeah, we'll say since we're at 8:45 for the sake of brevity, you go through this network of tunnels and are with this crowd of refugees, and probably over the course of, it takes a while, probably over the course of an hour, leading these people through these darkened tunnels, going through other false doorways along the way, eventually ending up in what looks to be a sewer system, or once was. Any liquid that was there is now been all gone. Traveling through here is a bit precarious, as every once in a while there are moments when you can see, like, Carter has like an oil lantern and passes some out throughout the group, but every once in a while there are these like shafts of light that come up from below, and you just see whole portions have completely fallen away, with just the Avernon wasteland far, far below, and the sound as well, sort of tunneling up from below and filling this space of the battle below. Eventually, though, Carter does lead you to an area where another false door is peeled aside, and almost in an odd mirror of the guild, you find yourself going through a secret doorway in the sewers into another kind of very utilitarian, low vaulted stone room, almost bunker-esque hideout that is large. It's gonna be comfy for all these people, but you feel confident that it's probably safer than being at such a big central location like High Hall. And you can see there are other Zentarum agents in here that are helping get everyone settled. They have supplies here. They have already set up what look to be the best they can scrounge with, like, beds, or rather like cots. And this big, wide, long, vaulted space with low ceilings is slowly getting settled in as like a spot for the refugees to settle in. And as you all huddle up in the lantern-lit stone room here, you can talk to anybody you wish, not being accosted by devils or demons. Ravengard, I think, will be the first to bring you all together, and kind of sits down leaning against the wall.
Yes, I'm going to be staying behind. I don't think I quite have what it takes anymore to go out down there. That was unfortunately proven to me at the cemetery. I think I would be better suited here. What did you wish to speak with me about?
Since you have left, a lot has been happening at home. You may have gotten some hint of this already, but the High Overseer is not in Elturel. He wasn't in Elturel when you arrived here. You were lured here by Duke Vanthampur. Of course.
Just of anyone amongst that lot. Unfortunately, she wasn't very pleasant. She be quite cruel. I just suppose I'm not surprised. I didn't think she would take it this far, though. I suppose what I'm saying, of all the dukes, she seemed like one that could maybe do such a thing.
I see. She is a follower of Zariel. She has been the architect behind the Rise of the Dead 3 again, as a cover for helping Elturel and also Baldur's Gate descend into Avernus. We have delayed Baldur's Gate going down. I do not know that we have stopped it.
And Thavius was part of this plot.
Yes, he was the instigator, I believe, about 50 years ago when he saved Elturel the first time. It weren't Torn what come to him. It was Zariel herself.
That bastard.
If you would like to ask him or Amric Vanthamper any questions, we have that ability.
You have Thavius with you.
Yes. And Duke Vanthamper's eldest son.
If he's... sorry, remind me. Kadam, you do have a bag of holding, right?
I do, yes.
And the Duke's son.
He kind of glances down at your satchel, or your bag, back up at you.
If they're in there, you do know how that works, right? They're going to be dead.
Yes, they are dead.
They're dead.
They were when I put them in there.
Oh.
But I've been preserving them, so they should be all right for a few more days, frankly. This sounds really awful coming out of my mouth. I'm so sorry.
You're a cleric, I presume.
Yes.
Yes. I understand. Yes, I would very much like to speak with them.
All right. When we left, oh God, I'm going to make an assumption here, sir, and please forgive me if I'm wrong. The agreement that Nine Fingers Keen has with the Dukes was broken by Duke Vanthamper. And Nine Fingers took her side. I do not know if they reached a separate agreement, but whatever you and others had with the guild is no longer in effect. The Flaming Fist are few and far between. Most of them are down fighting the gnolls to the south.
With all of that coming in with all of this, it was very poor timing. I imagine that wasn't coincidence.
No. We also have evidence that Thirstwell Vanthamper may have started the gnolls moving out of their original home and moving them up north here.
Do you have, forgive me,
I recognize this is locked.
It's more grappling with. I've been so focused on survival and immediate needs that talking about these longer term things and getting back into the politics is taking me out. Taking me a moment. Do you have hard evidence of any of this? It will.
I hand over the vial of demon ichor.
May I take this, or do you wish?
Yeah, you can have that. And the book Apocalypto, and the copy of the confession that the youngest son wrote. If I remember his name.
Oh, the youngest Mortlock?
Mortlock?
Mortlock, yeah.
Excellent.
The one that he wrote about all the Dead 3 stuff.
Cool.
And it being a cover for Zariel's thing.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, he's looking it all over. Good. This will help a lot. You kind of look. You see it. He does a quick glance at the bag and then back at you. Is Lady Vanthamper alive?
Last I saw her, yes.
All right. So if we do get out of this, we will need to be contending with her.
Yes.
And
She is having to contend with Baldur's Gate, though.
I see. I'm assuming. Does everyone presume me to be dead? Or at least. What is her current status? Who is.
She is Grand Duke now. Or at least she was when we left. We'll see if that lasts.
I should have a bit of weight behind me if I can make it back.
If you show up, yes.
But Baldur's Gate and honestly the Fist are plagued with corruption. And
Yes.
the highest bidder usually wins. But this will help. So thank you for this.
Of course. If you would like to speak with either Thavius or Amric, we can do that this evening. I can't do both of them.
Let's start with Thavius.
Alright.
I don't really have questions for him right now. I'm not exactly sure.
Sure, and like probably the questions that Ravengar would ask are things that we've asked as well.
Yeah,
But
it's
we can do another interrogation of
Yeah.
Thavius for his benefit.
I mean, you are right. Like, it would probably be asking. Honestly, Ravengard's probably asking just to get double confirmation, just to like
Yeah.
cross-reference. So it is probably things like, yeah, were you working with Zariel and so on and so forth. Although, interesting point though, I believe with Speak with Dead, they kind of have like some awareness of who they are speaking to.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he would have to be speaking with me because I'm the one casting. I'm asking the questions.
Yeah.
Ravengard's a witness, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely some tension there and some. You have to kind of coax it out of the spirit. But regardless, you're able to at least get probably 3 solid answers that confirm your story to Ravengard.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you want to do with Ravengard, or shall we just move on to kind of epilogue, finishing up this chapter?
I think I am not going to offer him a banishment.
Okay, understood. Pip
I mean, he
and-
saw me do the other one, though, if he asks.
That's fair, he did. Yeah. Does he confront you about that? I don't know that he does. I don't think he does. I think that he is the way I'm trying to play Ravenguard. I think he sees more value in him being here right now, and feels that he needs to, as much of a long shot as it may be, try to find a way to actually get all of this out.
Okay.
So I think he's not going to bring it up. Pip and Calliope, before we go into like full-on epilogue for this chapter, do either of you want to do anything before we wrap this up? Pip, no? Okay. Calliope? No? Okay.
I mean, I think saying bye to Petra, making sure that Petra's.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
I was going to get
Yeah.
into that essentially as you can take a long rest if you wish to stay here for a full rest cycle. You are welcome to. Are you going to do that? Yes? No?
I think so.
I have literally one spell slot
Okay.
left now.
So as you take time to do a rest here, and I know you kind of split it up last time. You sort of did it in the middle of the day, or it was like early or something, and then now this one. So I'm going to add the additional 5 days to the calendar for our in-world time out in the material plane. But yeah, you were able to go around and say your goodbyes the following day. Rhea, I think Rhea, obviously asked to see what your plan is, assuming you divulge it. I think she says she would. She seems torn. She seems like she feels like she should stay here, and then there is a part of her. I would say probably Kadam, you're picking up on this. There's this like kind of torn feeling, but I think ultimately she tells you all verbally that she's going to be staying behind to stay with the refugees. Petra, Glim say their goodbyes to you, Calliope. Are there any like little moments that we see here with your goodbyes with the two of them?
I think Calliope has shifted her relationship with particularly Glim, in less of a like, I don't know, Glim knows more about what's going on than I do, which is like how it usually is. I think Calliope is just like almost like scolding, being like, "You take care of Petra. If anything happens to Petra, Glim, that's on you. I'll find you. Never forgive you. You gotta promise me, Glim. Promise me."
Calliope, come on now. You know me. I'm going.
If I hear anything out of you besides a promise, I want to hear the words, Glim.
Petra will be safe and nothing will happen to Petra. I will make sure nothing happens to Petra.
You promise?
I promise. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay. I mean, everything is collapsed around us. But yeah. Gosh.
You'll figure it out.
As you kind of step away, Calliope, to go say bye to Petra, we'll say both Pip and Kadam notice this as you go off and are having a conversation with Petra. You see Glim sort of like slinking off and going into off to a corner where there's like another like hallway kind of leading, sort of like at the cracked spine. There's like hallways that kind of branch off from this big central area, going up to one of the Zentarum like guards essentially, and you see him having some sort of conversation, and then he gets led back away from the crowd. Calliope. So you go to say bye to Petra. Is there anything that happens, little moment that happens with you and Petra here?
I mean, I think I just want to play another game of Dragon Chess or something.
Yeah. You have.
And spend the night resting and hanging out.
Yeah.
And arguing.
You and Petra have a night together playing dragon chess, talking about all sorts of things, getting into arguments, until eventually they sort of like are wiping the sleep from their eyes. You know, Calliope, it's strange that I find myself becoming tired with sleep in this place. We've been in darkness and oil lantern light for so long. I don't even really have a good sense of time passing, except for when I become so tired I can't keep my eyes open anymore.
I've been keeping you up. I'm sorry. Hey, you better go to sleep then. I'm gonna go to set up. I've been puttering around. Now where's that big dummy? You have a pull-out hammock, I think. Okay. Oh, I have another. What was it? I have an idea. What was it? I'll write it down later. Petra, we're gonna get out of this, Petra. We're gonna get out of this.
We will, Calliope.
Yeah.
And it's been remarkable. Despite the horrendous place we find ourselves in, I still try to drink in every moment, every detail and smell and sound. If we make it out of here, it's absolutely incredible what we're experiencing. I think it's in a horrible, twisted way beautiful and wonderful. Is that... Am I... You probably think I'm... Is that wrong?
No. I get so caught up in my head, like... I forgot that I can't taste down here. Have you noticed that?
Oh, it's a strange taste. It's strange eating things I've eaten all my life. I know the flavor and it tastes different, like ash and sulfur. It's horrible, but so different and strange. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about it like that.
Well, I think I'm getting a bit tired.
Okay. Petra, I don't say this about many people. Hands on shoulders. Up. Hands on elbows, maybe.
I'm like...
If Petra has stood up to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Petra, I love you. I just wanted to say it.
I love you too, Calliope. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna go to sleep. Big dummy, get over here.
Yes.
Hey, I'm full.
And they lay down and head to sleep. The following day comes, and we'll end here with you gearing up and getting ready in this subterranean complex to set out towards whatever may lie next in Avernus. I think maybe as a nice final image, if you all are planning to do this roughly next session, seeing you all coming out into the Elturelian streets, out of some secret chamber, kind of pulling yourselves out and looking out over the, realizing you are standing out over the gorge, the canyon where the two bridges are, and looking down over the lip, and you can see below the black, thick line of the river Styx winding its way, looking a little bit closer, and seeing the squirming masses of devils and demons and you swear you can see larger shapes in the waters of the Styx, sort of moving through towards the shorelines of these squirming masses. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us in chat. Thank you all. This is going to be the conclusion of this chapter of Descent into Avernus. We're going to be picking up, well, next week. I think next week we're going to do a post-mortem. I need to talk with y'all. I need to talk with the cast. I'm going to be traveling kind of next week. I probably will be able to do something, but I need to figure it out. But yeah, we will do a postmortem. We'll talk about all this. We might take a little bit longer of a break. We're still figuring that out. We don't know.
For the postmortem, chat.
Oh, yeah.
And that includes not just chat who is here right now during the stream, but if you're watching this as a VOD or as a YouTube, post in our comments. Email us. We have an email that's posted somewhere.
Is it just storyreckless@gmail.com?
I think it's storyreckless@gmail.com.
Yeah, but
message us on Instagram, however you want to communicate. Ask questions. What do you want to know more about? Who do you want to get to know better?
It's storyrecklessgames@gmail.com.
storyrecklessgames@gmail.com.
yes, please.
Yes.
If you are interested in anything, send us your questions and we will answer them. They could be anything about anything. You can.
Oh boy, I'm so excited. We haven't done a postmortem in so long.
And I don't know if we've ever done one with Enyo, so that's gonna be
Yeah,
really
No.
fun to do one with
I've
you.
not been part of it, so.
Yeah, you can ask backstory questions. You can ask questions about the world. You can ask whatever.
Out of character questions.
Yeah, out
Yeah.
of
That's
How-
our
character
dragon
questions.
chest.
Name
How we
your top
prep.
5 favorite X.
Yeah.
You can ask some of us questions about Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
I saw some fun references to Baldur's Gate 3. I think Arc F2 posted when you all went into the underground area, they posted a camp emoji, the little tent. Isn't that a thing in Baldur's Gate 3? You go to camp. Don't you go to camp to interact with NPCs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, that's what that was.
I think that's what that was, yeah. All right.
Do we level up?
Yes, you all level up. You are now level 8, right? Yes, level up to level 8. Okay, we're gonna end this for reals.
Okay.
Goodbye. Good night.
Goodbye.
Next
Good night.
week. Good night.
Thank you.